Moving on the machine block, let's look at the notch along the right-hand side. So I'm going to share my screen with AutoCAD, share. Okay, so here's our assembly so far. Now let's look at that notch. Come on, there we go. So if we look at this from the top, there we go. This notch, 10.5, 2.5, 2, and 2.5. Okay, let's see if I can remember those numbers. Okay, this one's really simple. Well, it's not simple, but it's pretty straightforward. So we're gonna orbit. Remember, you can orbit by holding down the Shift key and pressing down on the wheel on your mouse, okay? We're gonna draw, I'm gonna draw a polyline, a closed polyline of this shape. In order to draw that polyline, I need to change my UCS. Right now, my UCS is set to world. I wanna set it to this face. Now I can use the 3-point, pick the bottom left corner for my origin, the bottom right corner for my X, and the top left corner for my Y. And then I'm set there. But let's say I want to stretch this out a little bit. Come on. It's not behaving. Yeah, it's stuck underneath. Okay, no worries. There we go. There we go. Ah, there we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. Sorry about that. A little distraction there. I need to get it down a little bit because the well, that's acting weird. The command I need is tucked under the controls for zoom. So I needed to get to world. And click on world and it takes me back to this corner. Okay, the whole purpose of what I'm trying to do is to show you an alternative way to select this surface. And that's with this view button. If I pull this down, you'll see view, which is the current view. The second one is an object. The third one is face. So I click on face, and as long as I'm in a visual style that gives my object faces, I just select a face, hit enter. It's not at the corner, but it doesn't really need to be. The corner is really helpful for the 3-point, but it doesn't need to be. So I'm going to change my visual style to wireframe. I'm going to change my layer, my current layer from object to construction. Zoom out a little bit. I don't need these construction. Well, I probably do, so I'm just going to leave them in place. And I could look straight at this by clicking on the view cube. And remember that top doesn't refer to the top of the object, it refers to X and Y. So I could look at it like this. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to give it a little bit of a tweak. Okay. And then I'm going to draw some construction lines. One here and one here. Then I'm going to look at my assignment again. So 10.5 and 2.5. Offset the O shortcut, or you can click the command. Offset distance, 10.5. Offset my vertical line. Hit enter to finish, enter to repeat, 2.5. Now, what were the other two numbers? 2 and 2.5. So now I'm going to offset my horizontal lines. offset 2, going up on that horizontal line, offset 2.5, like so. Now to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to turn off my construction line, my object line, my mistake, sorry. So all I'm seeing are the shapes I need to see. Sometimes it flips over like that, so I'm going to go back. Now, the only construction lines I care about are these ones down at the bottom. There's ones at the top I can ignore. Why did I turn off object? Because I want to trim this so that it's a closed loop. So I'm going to type the trim command, TR. I'm going to grab all of these items, hit enter, and then I'm just going to start to cut away the pieces that I don't need. This line is actually that the instruction, so you don't need that. Let's get rid of this one. And if you remember, let's hit escape. This line I couldn't get rid of because it's not trimming, because it's not crossing anything. Same with this one, same with this one. Those lines aren't crossing anything. So now I can use my modify p-edit, select one of these, hit enter, join, grab everything, hit enter, enter again. Highlight just to check. I'm going to undo that just for a second, because I want to show you an alternate way that you can create a closed polyline without using the p-edit command. And that is under draw. Here's hatch. Notice that there are 3 different icons that are very similar: hatch, gradient, and boundary. Now look at the image for boundary. It's actually an odd shape. It's a site plan. So if you're trying to create a closed polyline and something's not working, you can use this boundary command. Shortcut is BO. So you click on pick points, you click inside, hit enter. That's all there is to it. And it draws a polyline inside that shape. So the existing lines are still there. So if I take that polyline, that closed polyline that I just created, and move it to the object layer, then these lines still exist. So I'm just going to erase them because I don't need them anymore. If I turn the object line layer back on, here's my closed loop. Okay, so let's look how deep it needs to be. I really, really like the polyline command. Let's see. Okay, it looks like the notch lines up here. So that dimension is 5. Pretty straightforward, except notice that the Z is coming, it's projecting to the right. So if I want to extrude this 5, come on, this way 5, I have to say -5 because it's going the opposite direction. Then I just pull my subtract, select the thing I want to keep, enter, select the thing I want to get rid of, enter, change my visual style, and there's my notch. Save my work, maximize my drawing. That's all there is to it. I know I keep saying that, sorry.